Hello, welcome to this video on RabbitMQ. In this video, we'll go through the basics of RabbitMQ. We'll write a hello world program for RabbitMQ and we'll see how RabbitMQ works. So prerequisites for RabbitMQ to work is we should have stable internet connection for setup. RabbitMQ must be installed. We must have Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio. I prefer Community Edition for learning purposes. Understanding the basic understanding of events is needed. So what an event is, it is a notification sent by an object to signal the occurrence of an action. So setting up Docker. So if you do not have Docker, I would recommend to go to hub.docker.com and sign in and download Docker. I'll also show you how to go download Docker. So go to google.com, search Docker Hub, search Docker setup to be more brief, to be more clear. Now we'll write download Docker. So here we can go and download the Docker. Once we download, we can run the setup and install the Docker. So it will be basic setup. And setting up RabbitMQ. So we need to pull the RabbitMQ image for Docker. So I will tell you how to run the RabbitMQ in Docker. So for that, if you are setting up RabbitMQ, we need to go to hub.docker.com. And here we search RabbitMQ. And this is the command to install RabbitMQ. So we can pull Docker RabbitMQ Docker image from here. And to start RabbitMQ, run this command. So I already have Docker installed. I will open PowerShell and I'll start the Docker. It will take few seconds to start. So currently, so this is the how the Docker looks. So once the engine starts, it will show you what Docker images are there on your system. So now I'll start the RabbitMQ. It will take few seconds for Docker container image for RabbitMQ to start. We can verify the RabbitMQ installation in Docker by going to the localhost at port 15672. Here we can see all the connections that are there. So currently we are not running anything, so we have 0 connections. So similarly it has queue, exchanges, channels, connections. So in this tutorial we'll be just showing the overview tab and queues tab. So the password for logging into Rabbit console is guest username and guest password, but this should not be used in production. Now finally we'll go to code walkthrough. So we have two projects in this solution, receiver and sender. So sender sends the messages and receiver receives the messages. So in receiver, Uh, so we need to install the RabbitMQ in package manager before using this. So for that I need to write install package. Installing this gives us the namespace rabbitmq.client. So what we are doing is we are creating a connection in which we are giving hostname, username, password and port. So hostname is local host. So default username and password, as I told, is guest and guest. So then we are creating a connection, and we are in connection we are creating a channel. In channel we are declaring a queue. I have declared queue as Q1. So for I am taking a message from the console.read line, and then I am encoding it to UTF-8 bytes. Then I am publishing it. So in the basic publish, routing key is Q1. So just remember that routing key and queue declare should be same. And then we will go to the receiver. So we will see the receiver code. So in receiver code, we are just creating the factory. We are doing everything just same way as we did in sender, but here we are just using an event consumer is equal to basic event consumer from and consumer dot received. So here we can see the console. We are writing the messages that are received, and we same here the queue name channel. We are declaring the same queue as we are in sender. See, this is the queue. Okay. So now I will run the code, build the code. Sorry. I'll build the code again. Okay. So I'll run the code from here, and I'll start the code. So it will simultaneously run sender and receiver. So in the sender, I'll write the message hello world. And then we got the message hello world, received message as hello world. I'll close it and I'll run it via exe. So I'll go to this path where this project is located. I'll open PowerShell, new one, and I'll paste the path. I'll copy the path once more. I'll go to the bin exe executable path. So here we have executable of sender.exe. I'll run sender.exe. We can also use command prompt for running these commands, but for a better understanding, I'm running it when PowerShell. So if I send message hello one, we have sent the message, and we look into the console, and here we can see where here we'll see that one message is received. See the graph, it has one message. Now I'll run this again and send hello to. So now it will be two messages. So messages, it is showed how number of messages that are queued to be sent to the receiver. See, now we have two messages. Now I'll run the receiver code. And now we'll run receiver.exe. We can use tab for automatic prediction. See, now we have both the messages that were queued are displayed here. So now the queued message will go to 0. And we can see that queues, there is classic type queue that is connected. So we are using very basic, this is a very basic hello world program. So we are using very basic type of queue. So therefore it is classic. Thank you for watching this video.